The last company I visited in my research for Simply Brilliant is this great heartland manufacturing company in Cleveland, Ohio called Lincoln Electric. It should be kind of its, mom, apple pie, and Chevrolet. It is kind of a great, iconic American company. $3 billion in sales, 10,000 people, exports all over the world. It is just a fiercely competitive export machine, just a wonderful, wonderful company. It's been around since 1895, went public 100 years after it was started in 1995. Stock is up 1,000% since the IPO. It makes welding machines and cutting tools. I mean, this is a tough, brutal, very competitive field. It does amazingly well in the marketplace. Now, I'm convinced that it does so well in the marketplace because it thinks so progressively about what it's building in the workplace. Not just a culture, but a genuine social system where everybody at that company has a seat at the table and a piece of the action. It starts with a promise that James Lincoln, the brother of the founder, but kind of the founding father of the social system, made back in 1948. In 1948, he gathered all his employees and said, I hereby make the following promise. This company will never lay off a person based on developments in the economy. If you're a terrible worker or whatever, you may get fired for cause, but you literally have lifetime employment security at this company. And Lincoln Electric has abided by that promise since 1948, even in the Great Recession of 2008, 2009, when it basically lost 30% of its business overnight. The entire manufacturing economy collapsed. It did not lay off a single person. People worked shorter hours, people spent more on training and upkeep, but everybody kept their job. Can you imagine the sense of security that provides, the sense of belonging that provides, the sense of shared fate that simple but very hard to keep promise provides? Second thing they do, and this is just as important, every year they take 32 cents of every pre-tax dollar of profit and distribute it to workers in the factory and frontline people in the offices. And this is a huge pot of money. On a typical year, it's about $100 million goes to frontline people. Now, they don't distribute it evenly across the board, which is why it gets interesting. Every person at Lincoln Electric, whatever job they're doing, they have a set of individual targets, individual metrics, team targets, team metrics, and that bonus gets distributed as a percentage of your base salary based on the performance of you as an individual and you as a team that year. So if you had a so-so year, you weren't as productive or hard working, maybe you'll get a 20% bump to your base salary. But if you're a superstar, if you knocked it out of the park that year working in the factory, whatever, you can get a 70 or 80 or 100% increase to your base salary. These are life-changing checks. These are the kinds of things that allow blue-collar workers to pay their kids' tuition, to make a down payment on a house. And what's remarkable about it is the blend of personal and individual accountability and performance. I mean, everybody thinks of themselves as kind of an intrapreneur inside this company because they know they're measuring themselves and their team against these targets, but also a sense of shared fate. And the result is a company that is confident in the marketplace, is ambitious and aggressive in the marketplace because everybody feels like they've got a stake in the outcome and a piece of the action.